Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled Three Teams That Vanished from the 2007 Season and College Football Goes Completely Off the Rails. 2007 is already the most chaotic season in college football history. Number two teams keep losing. The national title race made absolutely no sense, and somehow a two-loss team won the championship. But what if we made the most chaotic season ever even more chaotic? Imagine waking up before the 2007 season and discovering that three entire programs have vanished. Those teams being Wisconsin, Illinois, and Kentucky. And the moment they disappear, the ripple effects start immediately. Michigan barely survives disaster. Missouri becomes even more powerful, and one of the most famous rivalry games ever suddenly decides the national championship race. This is a 2007 Dissolve universe, and it completely rewrites one of the wildest seasons college football's ever seen. But first, let's set the table for the disappearance. Before the 2007 season begins, three programs suddenly cease to exist: Wisconsin, Illinois, and Kentucky. Every coach and every player must suddenly find a new home, and that redistribution, it sends shockwaves across the sport. One of the biggest pieces moves immediately. Wisconsin running back P.J. Hill lands at West Virginia, which means Rich Rodriguez suddenly has Pat White, Steve Slayton, and P.J. Hill. That offense might be the most exciting unit in the country, but that's only the beginning. Illinois star running back Rashard Mendenhall ends up at Michigan, and Kentucky quarterback Andre Woodson lands at Louisville. Three transfers, three contenders, three completely different title races, and the season hasn't even started yet. Now let's set the table for the first shock. Michigan opens the season against a team from the FCS. You already know this game. In real life, Appalachian State shocked the world. But in this universe, Michigan is stronger. They now have Rashard Mendenhall in the backfield, so the upset never happens. But that doesn't mean the chaos disappears. Michigan still struggles. Late in the fourth quarter, Appalachian State drives deep into Michigan territory. The stadium goes silent. The Wolverines barely escape. Final score: Michigan 31, Appalachian State 27. The upset doesn't happen, but the warning signs are there. 2007 chaos is coming. And that sets the table to the rise of Missouri. The offense at Missouri is evolving. They already have quarterback Chase Daniel, who is already running one of the best spread attacks in the country. But now they have another player they can utilize, Juice Williams. Suddenly, Missouri can go after defenses in two different ways: pocket passing, quarterback runs, and option looks. And by midseason, the Tigers are lighting up scoreboards across the conference. Missouri climbs into the top five, and the Big 12 race becomes chaos. But Missouri isn't the only program changing the national picture, because out in Morgantown, something terrifying is forming. Now let's set the table for the most exciting offense in America. The offense at West Virginia is already fast, but adding P.J. Hill turns it into a nightmare. Defenses now have to stop Pat White running the option, Steve Slayton on the edge, and P.J. Hill pounding between the tackles. For 6 straight weeks, West Virginia scores over 45 points a game. They climb to number two in the country, and suddenly the Mountaineers are just one win away from playing for the national championship. But the 2007 season has a rule: nothing makes sense. And that sets the table for the upset that replaces Illinois. Remember the moment Illinois shocked the sport by upsetting Ohio State in 2007? That game never happens in this universe. Illinois doesn't exist. Instead, the Buckeyes face a different challenger, a team quietly rebuilding under a new coach, Michigan State, and that coach is former Wisconsin coach Brett Bielema. He brings Wisconsin's power rushing philosophy with him. And late in the season, the Spartans deliver the surprise of the season: Michigan State 24, Ohio State 23. The Buckeyes survive the loss, but the national championship race becomes completely scrambled, and everything now comes down to one rivalry game. And that sets the table for the Backyard Brawl. December, West Virginia enters the final week 11-0. With one more game, the Mountaineers will play for the national championship. Standing in their way is their biggest rival, Pitt, the Backyard Brawl. And what happens next becomes one of the most shocking results in college football history. Even with the most exciting offense in the country, West Virginia cannot move the ball. Turnovers, penalties, missed opportunities. The Mountaineers stall again and again. And just in real life, in this universe, Pitt still upsets West Virginia. And just like that, the national race title turns on its head, and that sets the table to the championship. With West Virginia eliminated, the final matchup becomes Georgia versus Ohio State. Georgia rides one of the hottest late season runs in the country, and in this universe, the Bulldogs finish the job. Georgia wins the national championship, but the real story isn't the title, it's the chaos that got us there. Three programs vanished, and the ripple effects reshaped the entire season. Michigan survived disaster, Missouri rose even higher into the national spotlight, West Virginia built an even better offense than what they had in real life, and the Backyard Brawl still decided everything. That's how fragile college football history really is. And if you enjoy this alternate universe, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out the next video, where we look to see how far we can spread the chaos. Because in college football, one small change can rewrite everything.